Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to make a bedroom in Sketchup from scratch. Okay, so let's start. First of all, press B on your keyboard to open the paint bucket, then scroll down, go to styles, then go to edit, uncheck profiles to make your model light. Okay, now let's start modeling. First let's set up the units. So go to window, then go to model info, select units, and here format, select decimal, select mm, and precision set to 0. Okay, now let's start the modeling. So first press L on your keyboard to start a line. On the green axis, draw a line of around 7200 mm. Then on the red axis, like 7000. On the green axis, join this like that. F2 offset 150. Make this a group. Pull it around 3500. Okay, make this a group. Push it 100. Pull it. Okay, now let's make the window. Okay, let's model the window. Thousand, 3000, 3000. Make a rectangle to make a surface, then push it on face. Go to edit and select delete guides to delete these guides. Okay, now let's create the window frames. R, /3, enter. Pull it for about 50 mm. Make this a component, create, place it in the mid, select these both, make this a component, select this, delete these, move it over here, make a copy of it by pressing M and then control, like M and then control to copy. We will place it over here and this over here. Okay, we can apply the glass material now only if we like to, but we will do texturing afterwards. Okay, so let's move further. We will make a door here. Uh, 600, 1000, and this was 3000. R, make a surface, push on face, go to edit and delete guides. Okay. Now there is a study table here and the bed over here. So let's make it. So let's leave it around 1800. Then around 650. This will be around over here 2000. Make a rectangle, double click, make group, pull it till here, or just 300 down from here. Okay, now we can delete the guides so that it looks clean. Okay, now let's move further. Okay, so I think it is a way too thick, lengthy, so we will decrease its length around 300. We'll push it back by 300. Okay. Now from here we will create a 150 mm thick, yeah, or around 200 mm thick box or cuboid like this. Here this is 1700 mm. Okay, now let's make the study table. Okay, first we leave around 1200 mm and then a thickness of 75 mm. Make a rectangle, double click, make it a group, double click to enter the group, and P to pull, and I think this much will be enough, or we'll decrease it. Mm, 900 mm will be enough. 850. Yes. Actually, this is a working table of like laptop. So we will make a box over here. $600 and 600 by 600. Make it group, enter the group, pull it 900 mm. Yes. Okay. Okay. We'll just cut a square in here to hang the hanging lights. So leave 550 mm, and then, or I think 450, and then around 500. Leave 450, then 500. Make a rectangle. 450 from here. We'll place it over here. Edit, delete lights. push it. If you are not able to see a hole in here, so there is a problem, which is that you can solve it by two ways, which is, first is that the error would be like you may have created this rectangle like outside the group. This is the group, this is outside the group. Then if you are trying to cut a hole in here, then it will not cut a hole in here. So there are two ways to fix it. The first way is to first explode this and then push it on face, and the second way is to select this, copy, Control C is the shortcut key, and then if this is a group, go in the group, edit, paste in place, and now you can see your problem must be solved. Okay, let's delete the guides. Now let's move further. So we will just leave an empty space in here for the cove light till its midpoint, I think, and then around 100 or just 80 mm, make a rectangle just like that and push it for around 80 mm. Then select this line. If you are facing difficulty to do it like that, then what you can do is just press Ctrl A, deselect this by holding Shift and then selecting this, and then right click on any other selected material and click on hide. Now you can do it easily. Select this line, Control to copy, place it on the mid, push this upper surface for around 50 mm. Now to unhide that, go to Edit, Unhide All. Okay. So here we can put a cove light for a nice effect, and here we'll make say cabin, or just say storage cupboard. It looks like a storage cupboard, but actually it isn't. So let's make it 500 mm. I think this is way too thick, way too lengthy. We'll decrease its length. Let's keep it 1300. Select these both. S to scale. Select this until here. Now it's okay. Mm, 1300, 500, or 450, 420. Make a rectangle, double click, make group, enter the group by double clicking, or right click and edit group. P to pull it till here. Okay, edit, delete guides. Okay, let's move further. Okay, so enter this group, select this line, M, Control, and till I think this much. So what you can do to do this is to select this point and then press your upper arrow for the blue axis and then select this point. It will work just like that. Press P. Okay, now this will just work like a shelf. We'll just pull it over here, 100 mm down, connect. Okay. Now let's make the side table. T, and I think 800 mm will be enough, and 420 R for rectangle. First point, second point, make group, give it a height of 500 mm. Select this line, M, control to copy, and 25 mm, and push it 25 mm. Edit, delete guides. Okay. Okay. So you can even do a little bit detailing over here. So what you can do is press P, control, and select this surface, and like this. But I think it will look good when it is simple. Okay. So now let's set up the camera. Select this, position camera tool. If you are not able to see this, then go to view, toolbars. You can either find it in the large tool set or in the camera toolbar. Okay. Click this, position the camera over here, and set the eye level to 1400 mm. I think it is not working so good. So what we'll do is we'll use this section tool. If you are not able to see it, go to view, toolbars, and check section. Okay. Now click on section plane. You can even name it place. Select this. If you are not able to see this, then click over here. Select this, press M to move, and move it on the green axis. And now you can hide this by clicking over here. And as you can see, there is a big difference of now and then. You are not able to see all of our view. Now we can see it properly. Now we can just adjust the camera. You can even go to camera and click on 2-point perspective. Okay. Now go to Vray, asset editor. We can delete these materials. We don't want these. Now go to settings. Go to render output. Check set frame. And give this to around 2000. Okay. Go to view, animation, and add scene. Wherever you are, just click over here, and you will come back to that scene where you saved it. Okay. Let's move further. We will do a little bit of detailing on this. M, control. First you have to go in this group, and then select this line M, control, copy this line on the blue axis of like 30 mm, and then around 20 mm, and push this inside to about 15 mm. I think this should be greater. So what we can do is we can come to a camera angle from which we can select this area, press M, and now we can move it. There is an error coming in which is like that. So deselect this line and then try to move it. Yeah, now it's okay for about 30 mm. Okay, let's make the roof. Now we are making the fall ceiling. So make a surface like this, double click, right click, make group, go in this group, P to pull, and pull it till here. If you are not able to attract that specific point, then what you can do is press K on your keyboard to bring in the back edges. Then it will be easy for you to work. Then you can again press K to hide those again. Okay, we will not keep it so very complicated. We'll just make a simple fall ceiling design. Select the surface, F for offset. First just bring them over here, pull them. Okay, now we can easily offset them for around 200 mm and push this. For around 190 mm. Now you can even set up cove lights in here, but I think then it would be too much because we will also include the lamp and the hanging lights and cove lights over here. So I'll just keep it like that. Okay, let's move further. Okay, so I think that this height is too much. Let's decrease it, bring it down parallel to this, and this also. First let's see the distance between these two. This is 300. Now this should be 300, or I think 250 will be enough. Okay, okay, I think the modeling part is done. So let's first adjust the sun settings and then we'll render it and see how does it look. So first let us apply the glass material on the windows, on the glass materials and glass. I will apply the glass window neutral. Right click, apply to selection. Okay, now let's adjust the sun settings. Go to Vray, go to lights, and in the sunlight, decrease its intensity to 0.75 and size multiplier. It is about the how soft the shadows are. So look over here. This is the sharp shadow because the size multiplier is at 1. If we will increase it to like 40, then it is soft shadow. If we will increase it to 150, then the shadow will almost disappear. So I will keep it to 40 or 45 for soft shadows because I do not want very sharp shadows. Okay, so now go to view, toolbars, and now check shadows. Click over here to switch them on. Now adjust the shadows as you like. Let's render it and see how it looks. Okay, first let's adjust the render settings. Go to Vray, go to settings, switch off progressive, quality to medium plus, go to global illumination, change the primary radius to irradiance map, and min rate to -5, max rate to -3. Now let's try to render it. Okay. If you are not satisfied with the render quality, then you can also switch on the denoiser. Scroll down to denoiser and you can change the preset to mild. These are the render settings. If you want a clear render, switch on material override and then render. But I not recommend this while doing the final render because these materials do not come in the render. What we have to do is select this material, go to Vray, select this, and uncheck can be overridden. So I think it is pretty difficult to do this for every material. So I think we should switch this material override off. Now let's move to the next part of the video, which is lighting. So let's start the lighting. First we'll add a cove light over here. Now what we can do is Control A, deselect this, right click over here and hide. Now let's add the rectangle light from here. If you cannot see this toolbar, go to view, toolbars, and check Vray Lights. Double click on the second point, select this light, go to Vray, increase its intensity to around 80. Set the color to around yellow or orange, just like this. Directionally 0.5. Go to options, check invisible, uncheck effect reflections. Let's rotate it a little bit. Select this, press Q to rotate. Q is the shortcut key to rotate, and press the right arrow to change the axis. Here I am using the red axis to rotate, and let's rotate it a little bit to around 10 degrees. Let's go back to the scene. When you click on the scene when you click on the scene on this button, then all the unhidden things will show up again. Let's render it now. I think the sun's intensity is still very high. Let's check. Okay, I think okay, sunlight is 0.75, so I will decrease it 0.35. Now let's try to render it. Yes. You can also do a region render if you don't want to waste time. Click here, select the region, and then render. Okay. Then you can always switch it off and then render back again. Now I'll stop the rendering. Now let's move further. I think we should increase the length of the light. So I will do it like that. Select the light, press S to scale, and K to scale it like this if you want to see through, and scale it till here. I think now it is looking pretty good. Yes. Okay. One more thing that I wanted to tell is that all the models that I download from the 3dwarehouse.sketchup.com, I will link them down in the description, so you can download it from there. Okay, so here I have got some hanging lights from the 3dwarehouse.com, 3dwarehouse.sketchup.com. I will link them in the description. So we want a light source, a yellow colored light source over here. So I will go in this group, totally in this group, press B, and like orange colors, orange yellowish color to it. I have applied the color C04. It is your wish, whichever you want to apply you can apply. Go to Vray, select this material, click on this button, add layer, and select emissive. Now copy this and paste this over here. You can just adjust the color as we want, and I will just increase the intensity to 6. Let's see. As you can see, there is no light effect, so we can try the other way, which is adding the sphere light. Like this. We'll move this down in the blue axis. I have made this a component. So what I will do, I will select this, Ctrl X to cut, go in this component, edit, paste in place. Let's see. Okay. Let's check now. Let's try this by this out a little bit and then scaling it up. We can always go in the options and check the invisible, but let's see. Okay. Let's try by increasing the intensity. I think now it is working. Decrease it to around 750. Okay. I think it is good, but if you want, you can decrease the intensity, like to 500. Okay. Now let's add an overall light, which will give a light to our room. Let's add a rectangle light. Select this S, select this and press -1. Then it will rotate on the opposite side. You can rotate it. Let's keep its intensity to 35. Change the color. Check invisible. Uncheck effect reflections. Let's undo this rotate. And decrease its intensity to 20. Let's see this portion. Okay. I think we should decrease it further. Okay. Now our lighting part is also done. Now let's move on to texturing, and then we will move on to rendering. So what can we do to get a clear render? So press B to open the paint bucket. Apply this M01 material to whole of your project. Hold shift and then click anywhere on your model. Now if we render it, we can see it's looking pretty good. And now we can increase the sun's intensity. to 0.7 or 0.55. Okay. Okay. Press B to open the paint bucket. Click here to create material. You can name it if you like. And then you have to click here to browse. I will link this image in the description. Click OK. Click this and apply it. Now as you can see that its texture is very small, and so a great way to fix it is that don't double click on it, just single click on it and then right click on it, then go to texture, position, and then it would be like this, and then you have to right click and uncheck the fixed pins. So drag all the 4 points to their specific positions, just like this. When you see these white symbols, then you have to drag them. You can also hold shift to do this. Now as you can see, it's pretty cool. And then use this sample paint tool to select this and then apply it. Press B, hold shift and apply it like this. Here you can see there is a texture problem over here. So what we can do, texture, position, and make sure that now these pins are in color, and drag this green one just like this, right click and done. Okay, select this, apply it over here. Resolve these texture issues. Make sure that you are doing these correctly. Select this, right click, texture, position, right click, rotate 90, right click and then done. Okay, you can also go to edit and increase the size from here. I will increase it to 70. even further. Yes, now it's looking good. Let's try to render it. So I think that it is very dark, so let's make it light. B, select this material, go to edit, and like this. Okay, I think it's looking pretty good. You can color as you wish. Let's see the render of this region. Now it's okay. So let's move further. So now we have to apply the same material on this wall. First we can make a rectangle to ensure that we are applying the material to only that region. What we can do is click again on create material. Okay, apply this material to this surface and then right click texture position, adjust the texture, done, and then make it a little bit darker. Now let's render it. I think it is very much dark. Let's lighten it. Now let's give them a little bit a reflection to make them more realistic. So in this material, go to reflection, uncheck Fresnel, and just this much, 0.85. Reflection glossiness will be 0.85. Okay. Same with this material. Now you can see the reflections. We'll also add a reflection to this. I think we should make it a little bit more darker. Or what we can just do, go to colors and apply the M02 instead of M01. Now we can add reflection to it. Just like that. 0.95. Select this material And if now, as you can see, there is a reflection on this material, so we don't need a reflection on the walls. This is the walls material, so decrease it to 0. Now if we render it, it looks nice. Now I just think that this material does not need the reflection, so I will select it. Okay, so now we will make the ceiling lights. Make a rectangle, make it a component, create a component, 10 mm offset, 10 mm push, 9 mm. B, apply any material to it, like I have applied M00. Now go to Vray, click on add layer and click emissive. Increase its intensity to 5. Okay, now we can copy it. To X, enter. Now if I render it, it looks pretty good. Okay, now I will add a wood material to this. First I will add a dark gray color over here. Now I will go in the Vray asset editor, wood and laminate. I will choose this. Now I will increase its scale. $1000. I will rotate this texture. Okay. I don't think this wood color is matching. with this. So let's change the wood. Let's shoot this one. I think now it's right. Okay. Now it's looking good. Now I will apply a wood material to this floor. I will select it from the various set editor. I will apply the wood planks. Let's see if they work. I will increase its scale 800 or 1500, 2400. Okay. Let's make it a grey wood. Let's try. I think it's looking good. So now the only thing that is left is applying or importing the models like the bed or the chair or the decoration to our scene. Now as you can see that this is not very clear, but when this image is rendered and then the denoising will start and it will clean it up. Now it is denoising. Now you can see it is very clear. I will remove this reflection. I will select this material, add a new material. Okay. I will apply this material to this and I will go to Vray. I will select this material. Now you can see its reflection is not there. Let's see. Okay. Okay, now as you can see, I have put on all the materials, all the 3D models that were needed. Okay. Now let's try to render it and see how it looks. Okay, so this is our final result. Now we will edit it in Photoshop. Okay, so here I have opened the camera raw filter by going on filter and then camera raw filter. I'm in Photoshop and here you can see now I can adjust the settings. I can increase the exposure, increase the contrast. I can also increase the texture. Click OK. Go to Filter, Sharpen and Smart Sharpen. Make sure that the radius is 0 pixel. I think it's looking pretty good. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.